poco generando feria.
Out here in Salt Lake City, it is 6 a.m. I gotta go get this workout in because today is event day. I came out to Salt Lake for SalesCon. It's a sales event. It's gonna be 2 days. It's gonna be today and it's gonna be tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. I figured I might as well bring you along through this whole entire event process, because I know I always talk about, hey, go to the event here, go to the event there, just because you want to network with other people, learn new stuff, and just become a better person. So I figured, why not vlog this thing, and then I get a chance to go ahead and travel and do this whole entire thing at the same time. So I figured I'll bring you guys along. It's gonna be like gym day because the event starts at 7:30. Get a quick session in. That way my brain is awake while I'm over there, and we go from there, guys.
Voy por todo y por llegar a aquellas metas que de morro yo siempre quise lograr. Ahora poco a poco.
We are done with the workout. Dude, I feel so much better after working out. I feel like I actually woke up. Yesterday I was feeling very drowsy and I'm like, why do I feel like this? It's because I didn't work out. So I ended up getting a gym membership at Planet Fitness. I have not been to Planet Fitness in a really, really long time. I know when I first started going to the gym, Planet Fitness was actually the first gym that I ever went to, and I was like, damn, I haven't been here in a long time. But they have a bunch of basic stuff, but it's good enough to kind of get yourself a good freaking pump. My shoulder's still kind of messed up, so I'm still recovering from all that, but nonetheless, I'm awake. It's raining outside. Look at this. I came out here at 5 in the morning and it's still raining, and I miss California because it don't rain like this anymore. But it should, because if it doesn't rain, then I don't make money with selling roofs and stuff like that. So I gotta go get ready. Event starts in about an hour, at least registration. And I guess in the beginning, if you want to get there early, you can talk to a bunch of people. So I'm trying to get there early so then we can talk to a bunch of people and I guess network, right?
Voy por todo y por llegar a aquellas metas que de morro yo siempre quise lograr. Ahora poco a poco generando feria.
Define integrity and emotional rapport building is how we eliminate all these filters, get rid of them. But they must stay away the whole time, the entire time. We can't have them get in the way. And so if at any point
What do you sell?
What's that?
What do you sell?
What's that?
What do you sell?
Oh, sell.
Okay. Pretend you and I are in an elevator, and I say, what do you do? Give me your 30-second elevator pitch. Here you go. What do you do? 30-second elevator pitch.
I take people from kind of being a slave to bills and things that they rent all the time and turn it into ownership so you can live a better life.
What do you sell? 30-second pitch. Hold it. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of yours. 30-second elevator pitch.
Okay. I increase people's net worth tremendously over 30 years.
Woo!
That's too close. That's too close. Hold on. That's too close. Back up. This side, back up. You're on the board. I'm just a lot of money. You're not going to go say, hey, dude, let me go show you. I got really cheap cards here. I'm on a really good discount here. This guy's got lots of money. He's like, you're actually going to piss him off. That's a perfect example. If your blindfold is on and you're trying to guess what's going to sell him.
Say hi to the camera. Hey.
I didn't rent the car, but what's up? We out here in Salt Lake City, Utah, man. That's where he's not from here.
SalesCon 2025, baby.
So day one's complete, guys. The things about these events is that honestly, like, there's so much information that you just get bombarded with so much and you get tired. Like, my head hurts already, and it's maybe because I woke up super early or because it's already like nighttime and I usually get sleepy, so I need to take a nap. But first day out, it was amazing. Honestly, learned a lot today. A lot of the stuff was already refreshing, like, because I've already been a sales guy for a really long time. A lot of the speakers, I've been following them for a really long time, so I already knew a lot of what they were talking about, but it is a really good refresher to like listen to a bunch of these things over and over again, because one of the things that stood out to like what one of the speakers says is sales is something that you do. Sales training is something that you do, not something that you did. And that's why I really came out for all of this, is because sometimes when you're like working by yourself, I can only pitch myself, I can only train myself. So this felt like a training that I needed for a really, really long time, because I just been out on my own for like almost a year now. And yeah, day one was really exciting. I'm about to take a nap and can't wait to take you guys to day two.
Father. Discipline is the difference between a fake leader and a real leader. Discipline is what it takes to build confidence. And in confidence, you become who you're supposed to become. If I could open up your eyes to see who you really are, you wouldn't lack confidence. I spend a lot of time on my hands and knees in prayer. Well, how much does it cost? How much would it cost to get a quote? What's a quick quote to get solar on my roof? Or whatever it is that you're selling. Right? Overly excited. Or like, yeah, we're ready to get started. Send us over the paperwork. I just want to discuss it with my husband tonight, but we're 99% sure.
Guys, day two just finished up, and I don't know what I just did, but I really do know what I just did. The event was like amazing, and honestly, I met a lot of amazing people at the event, and I was like, dude, these people were so transparent. The second day was so much better, learned so much more, and I was like, dude, I need more, I want more, I want to be around more people like myself, more people who are way more successful than me. And I met a lot of them at this event, and part of the reason I got the regular ticket, and I was debating whether I wanted to get the VIP ticket, because those are like, I guess, where the real ballers are at and stuff like that. And meeting a lot of people, I met this one guy, and he kind of gave me his reason of why he always buys VIP and stuff like that. And like, honestly, just getting a chance to even like ask a question, because one of the times that Nick was speaking, I asked him a question. I was like, dude, like, I want personal advice for myself, and I'm not gonna get much time with these types of people, these high value people or high performers at like a conference, or like when I have to share their time with over 1,000 people. So this guy's all like, you know what, like, if you're a savage, like, go ask Nick right now to like, hey, like, let me go ahead and go to the VIP ticket for like, you know, like a certain amount. And I'm all like, fuck, like, nah, like, I was a little nervous, I was a little shy, and I was like, I don't want to do that, like, blah blah blah. And then I was like walking, and right now in my life, I'm on the point where like, I don't want to be living life with like regret and stuff like that. And I told myself, no more regrets, no more regrets. Like, you're just gonna do it, you're just gonna act, you're just gonna do it, you're gonna act. And it's like raining dogs, like, and cats out here in Utah. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go back, and what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? He's gonna tell me no. So I go back there, go in there, and he's like, literally like only 3 people left, and he's like, there, ask for a photo. I'm like, okay, like, how do I ask him? Like, fuck it, like, I'll ask him for a photo, take a photo with him, I'll put the photo on here, and then I'm like, yo, like, I'm trying to come to the VIP ticket, can, like, you know, we do something about it? And then we, you know, Nick is an awesome freaking guy, and the whole event was like, he threw like, by all means, it was so much valuable, especially if you're like a beginner sales guy. Like, even for like a guy like myself, like, I've been selling for like 7-8 years, like, learned so much more like about myself, and getting clarity on like where I should be going and how I should be handling things. And that was amazing in itself. And that's the reason why I wanted to pay to come over here to the VIP party. So I'm like, fuck it, like, let's go to the VIP party. I'll talk to other high performers, and I'll try to like, you know, trying to ask them questions of things that I'm dealing with, because one of the things that I learned from like Daniel G's, which is like one of the things that I learned from Daniel G's performance with the whole entire thing was like, I can't talk to normal people about my problems, because normal people have like these common problems, and like there's very few people who have my types of problems, and it's like most people won't understand besides like other people like myself, or people who are other like way higher than me. And it's like they've already been through that road, they've already like done all that stuff. It's like, bro, like here, let me just teach you exactly what I did and how you can do it too. And so then I'm like, fuck it, like, let's go. So I'm like literally running last minute over there, and I'm, you know, see if I made the right decision or not, and meet a lot of great people, and hopefully this is, it's gonna be worth the money. And one of the things that I've kind of like kept like seeing is like proximity is power, and I just want to be around like high performing people. I've met a lot of great friends, a lot of amazing people making a ton of money, way more money than I have ever even made, and I'm like, bro, for me to get to the point where I want to get, not only do I have to change myself, I have to surround myself with people who are way higher than me. And that's just part of the game, and you kind of learn that throughout the whole entire like series of like life. And like I said, I make these videos for myself just so I could document this whole entire journey, because I don't know, this whole entire week has been really, really crazy for me. And this week in this video alone, like I can see myself like right now talking to myself like, this is the week, this is the video that your whole entire life changes forever, because you decided to go all in. And not go all in like all the other times where you said you were gonna go all in. Like this is it, and I can feel it. It's different. It's so much more different. And I wish you guys can feel it one day, because when you decide to go all in, you decide to change your life, like it's a whole feeling of scariness. Even when I was talking to Nick, dude, there was a point in time where I was shaking, and I'm like, bro, like this is not you. Like you don't shake for other people. Like I knock on doors for a living. I talk to strangers for a living. I could go up to anyone and say hi. And like when it came to like this guy, I was like shaking for a little bit, and I'm like, why, bro? Like, why is it that I do that? And I asked him that one time, and he's all like, bro, it's really just all in your head. And it's all in your head. That's why learning to master your mind and learning to like be so much better, bro. Like, I hate that I didn't freaking get a haircut either, bro, because I wasn't even planning on coming here. So I'm like, I look shitty, but it's okay.
Knowledge, okay, but knowledge, it is not power, it's a potential power. It's useless unless you take action. And so
for making it to the end of the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys made it this far, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I truly appreciate you guys that watched to the very end. Just to end the video, I want to close it out here. I just want to give you guys 3 key takeaways of this whole entire event, because even like days later after the whole Utah trip, I've been on a whole different mindset, and this whole entire trip has changed my entire mentality of how I see things, how I see myself, and where I want to go in the world so quickly. Like I said, I make videos for you guys so you guys can get all this information and just do what you guys want with it all together. So key takeaway number 1, training is something that you do, not something that you did. This is one of the biggest key takeaways that I've taken from the whole entire event, just because as sales guys, right, I'm always going to be a sales guy. I've always been a sales guy, and I'm always going to say that I'm a sales guy, just because like everything is really sales. Even if you are a CEO, you have to sell your employees, you have to sell your people, you have to sell your friends, you have to sell everyone. You have to learn how to sell. So, but learning how to sell at a really high level requires training. And this whole entire year, it's been a year pretty much since I branched out on my own, and things have been completely like different from when I was just only a sales guy. Transitioning to an owner to a sales, from a sales guy, has been like crazy to me. And sometimes even as a sales guy, I would think that I'm really good, and I think that I've done learning things like that. In this event, one of the speakers, Daniel G, he completely changed my mind on how I see sales. And even to this day, like one of the speakers said, like training is something that you do, not something that you did. And I've always heard that, and I've always said that. I've just never really implemented that. I remember when I first started in sales, I had like writings in my walls of my whole entire script. That's why like my roofing script is probably one of my best pitches of all the products that I sell, just because I practice it literally word for word. I wrote it out word for word for a really long time until it was like the back of my hand. That's why when I go knock, like I can go easily pitch my roofing pitch, just because I've done it for a really long time. transitioning into like now being an owner, having to deal with all the like legal paperwork and all the operations and stuff like that, I don't really get to pitch as much. So I have to learn to pitch myself on my own free time. And a couple days later down the road, I've been doing that. So I just bought like Daniel G's mentorship course. It's like a little private community that he has, and he teaches his sales mentality in his sales course. And I've been practicing it every single day. And I'm just going back to my roots of like, hey, every single morning I'm just practicing, pitching myself, writing it down. And I've just been going this whole nother mindset because really I want to get to the next level of sales, which is just like automatic, like boom. So biggest key takeaway for anyone that's in sales that is trying to do anything, you have to continue to practice. You have to continue to get good, because even if you're good, you can always get better. And even if you're better, you can always forget. And you just have to constantly put like gas in your fuel and just remind yourself. Sometimes just watch an old video of a sales video that you did a long time ago. It helps. It helps tremendously. Key takeaway number 2 is going to be talking to only people who are going to understand your problems. I go on this whole journey of self-improvement and business owner by myself, just because a lot of my friends, they're not into this. They're not trying to do this. They're, high salary, 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and do that. Do what's best for yourself. But in this whole business owner side, there's very few people that, I can talk to. And that's why I go to these events, because these people understand me. They're my people. So when I go out there, I try to network as much as I possibly can, and try to like make friends with people who are going through the same journey, because they only understand. But now when it comes to advice, at the very end, when I went to the whole like after party and I started to talk to Nick and I started to talk to Daniel G and I started to talk to all the speakers, pretty much, I got to like rewire my brain and got to ask them questions that I've personally been struggling with. Even though I already knew all these answers, I just needed to hear it from somebody else. And that's what happens to a lot of people, is that we go through our journey and we try to like not take other people's advice, specifically if they're not living the life that we want to live. Or sometimes people take everyone's advice, like say your parents and like your friends and your family, and you listen to people who you shouldn't even be listening to, because a lot of times these people, they're wired a certain way. They're wired to think like limited. They're not wired to think beyond themselves, beyond their goals, beyond anything that they can possibly achieve, because society kind of fucks us up like throughout the whole entire journey of our life. So being able to talk to someone that's already in the position that you want to be in. Say for me, like there's very few people who I take advice from, because most of my friends, they're broke. Most of my friends I can't really talk to. They're not building businesses. They don't know what it's like to like live my certain life where I can't do this and I can't do that and I have to save my money for this. People don't understand that. But when I talk to, say, Nick, or when I talk to Daniel G, and I talk to all these great people, they understand. They get it. And I can tell them about the issues that I'm having. And it's like, wow, like seeing it 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road on the struggles that I'm going to be facing makes things a little bit easier. And then it just gives you that reassurance of the thing that you should be doing. Because a lot of times we already have the answers to what we have questions for. And we just need to hear it from somebody else, someone that we respect. And that's why I make a lot of these videos, because I'm not there yet. I'm not anywhere close to being there yet. But if someone asks me like, hey, how do you make $10,000? Bro, that's easy. Go get a sales job. Go get good. Go do this. Go sell that. That's easy. Getting to 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000. Very few people have made it there. And that's happens for a reason. Very few people are willing to put in the work, and very few people ask questions, and very few people are willing to go up the hill. The only caveat that I would have with all of that is that sometimes you don't get to talk to these people, the ones that are making 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month. You don't get to talk to them unless you pay to be in the room. I had to pay to be in that room. I had to pay to get a little bit of Nick's time. And most people don't have the money to pay. And that's why I make these videos, because if I paid them, right, then that knowledge that they got, that I got from them, then I trickle it down to you. And same vice versa. The knowledge that Nick paid for all of these people that he learned from, and all the speakers from who they learned from, we're all paying the price. And one of the biggest quotes that I've heard recently from like Alex Hormozy is that we all pay something. We all pay a price, right? Whether it's the dollar amount that you're willing to go ahead and shorten that learning curve, or you pay it through like mistakes and time. And for me, I would rather pay more money to get there faster and to learn all those shortcuts. And that's what people don't understand. Pay money to get the shortcuts. And that's how you get there faster. And the last key takeaway of the whole entire thing is really doubling down and understanding your why. For a really long time, even 8 years in, 28 years in, I didn't know the reason why I was working. I didn't know the reason why I was doing what I was going to be doing. I didn't know any of that stuff. I was just like everyone else. I was just, cruising, doing what I had to do. And I sold roofing and I sold the products that I needed to sell just because it made me money. I didn't really have a purpose behind it. And that's why I struggled for a really long time to sell properly, to sell with purpose, to really sell with my heart, because I just didn't know why. And at the event, at the after party, when Nick took me to the side and he kind of had a whole real conversation, and one day I would probably drop that video for you guys because I recorded it, and I'll show you guys what led to the driven results that I'm going to right now, is that he got me to understand my why. And it's very few people who have ever gotten me to understand my why. And even to this day, I can't even understand why that all kind of paired up so perfectly. Like, I don't understand why. I have the video recorded. I'll show you guys one day in the future once I make it. And then I told you guys this was the weekend that everything kind of just made sense. And it's because I was able to define my why. And it was very few people who've ever been able to do that. And even when they told me in all my sales training, you have to have a why, and why you sell. And now I know why I sell. My why is to get bad contractors off the street, because this industry has changed my life completely. I wouldn't be able to make these trips. I wouldn't be able to make these videos. I wouldn't be able to have the ATM company. I wouldn't be able to live the life that I live. And which is why I share all these videos, because I personally think there's so many different ways to make money, so many different paths you can take. For me, and for what worked for me, is the home improvement sales. And it works for a lot of people. You can make a ton of money in the home improvement space. That's why I just, want to share it with everyone else. And I want to get rid of all the bad players in this entire thing. And that whole entire why thing has completely rewired my brain. And I'm going to give you guys, if you guys don't know your why or why you guys do what you do, it's okay. You'll get there one day, as long as you keep looking. And I want to give you guys the questions to find your why. That way you leave this video with something, right? Because finding your why, I didn't know it was just these 3 little questions that you had to ask yourself, which is, what do you want? Why do you want it? And why is that important? You ask yourselves those 3 questions, and you really start to think about what those questions really mean to yourself, and you don't lie to yourself. That's when you find your why. That's when you find a purpose and a drive that I've never found before. And it took this whole entire event and me having to meet these great people and everything that happened in that week to make me realize that now is the time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time in the next video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.